Happy Friday. We will be going live today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot of things we have to go over. There's a lot of things we need to talk about. Make sure you put in the comment section your thoughts about all of this disturbing new news, breaking news, or whatever you want to call it that is going on in the Malone family. But I just needed to address before I get into other things that we're going to discuss on this premiere here. One being, please stop making up these false allegations on Chrisean Rock. Please leave in the comment section if you agree with what I'm saying. If you disagree, you can also put that in the comment section as well. It is going too far with these false allegations. We all know about the CPS allegations that are swarming around social media, which appear to be true, that people are trying to sabotage Chrisean Rock with the CPS, calling CPS, which we all know if you file anything with CPS, they're going to have to do their job and come out and check out the scene before they can even close the case. Not trying to get too far off on that. We've been talking about it for the last couple of days, and I still will cover that topic because it's a serious topic, and we know that a lot of stuff that has been done in the light, which may be one being Chrisean Rock keeping it a secret, and she should, that they're doing this to her and trying to show us her in a positive light, and all that. She's going to continue to do that. However, some of you may or some of you may not know, but Chrisean Rock does have, in fact, a court appearance on November 8th. They have pushed it back. I don't know what Oklahoma is doing as far as why they're not moving forward to reinstate complete probation of the violation and the reason why she's still in the state of Oklahoma. But I don't think that the charges to put her on probation were that severe in the first place. That's just my opinion. Leave in the comment section your thoughts. We can agree to disagree. However, Oklahoma could be on a personal level. People are human first before they become judges, lawyers, or even probation officers. They could be punishing her because of how long it took for them to apprehend her, get her into custody in order for her to have to clear up these warrants, or warrant, I should say, in this court on the, well, there were warrants actually. She had two of them. She had two outstanding warrants in the state of Oklahoma for violating probation. But there are rumors going around that Chrisean Rock is allegedly going to be going to court today and sentenced. And unless we hear it from the horse's mouth or reliable sources that are close to Chrisean Rock, let's use for an example Tessa or Tareen. We cannot run with the narrative that today's the big day. It's going to happen to be on the Friday that the judge, the DA, and the probation, because as a collective, they all make this decision together, is going to lock Chrisean Rock up and throw away the key. Okay, they didn't do it to Blueface. With good time, he'll be out in a little over a year or less from the last parole update that we saw like a couple of weeks ago. You guys should stop, and these are only for the one percenters. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Stop trying to bank on the demise of Chrisean Rock and bank on the success and her moving forward and her prospering and her being happy in her life and finding happiness in her life, and no longer having people around her that don't serve her. Praise her on that and not be out here making these false allegations up about her being sentenced. When you say that, you're saying to the public, you're saying to the world that Chrisean Rock's going to go into jail, I mean, into court potentially, and she is going to be sentenced on this day, which is November 8th, 2024. She has enough pressures on her head and on her heart, I'm quite sure. In my opinion, she doesn't need any more. And she looks at these things just like you're sitting here looking and listening to what I'm saying, what I'm updating you. Why don't you think, Chrisean being human, that she's not looking at updates being done on her? So she could be like 10 toes on top of the game. That's why Chrisean Rock is listening to what people are saying. And a lot of things can be disheartful, hurtful, and discouraging. And there's no reason for this to keep going on. We don't know what the fate of the freedom of Chrisean Rock. It could go way left. It can go smooth, calm, and collective. And she walks out those doors, and whether she's going back to Baltimore, California, Seattle, wherever she's going to be living happily ever after, Chrisean Jesus and herself. Now, there's a lot of other things I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about it briefly in this premiere. However, today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will get into depth and we will listen to audio of these allegations of Chrisean Rock's nephew, and also these allegations that you see upon us on the screen. One being that allegedly China is saying that Steve Wilkos eventually had reached out to her. She'll be going on to the show. Now, we all know that if they're going to take a lie detector test, China and her son, I'm just assuming those will be the main characters. And I say characters because a lot of storylines going alongside with the truth of what happened with the essay, the violation, or whatever you want to call it. But if they do, in fact, take a test, I don't know how much it holds weight in the court of law, but it's going to hold a lot of weight on social media. If we witness with our own two eyes this airing of the show on the Steve Wilkos show, and also the test results of the lie detective test. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen. It might even break the internet. And who would ever think China and her son would be involved in doing so? But they've been calculated behind the scenes for as long as we knew about who they were to Chrisean Rock, him being the nephew, Tristan, and China being the older sister that none of the Malones respect or at this time like. Now Chastity, she has to get her 1 minute of fame. She's going around allegedly saying she might be pregnant. I don't know what that means. It could be somebody else's pregnancy test that she put up there for attention. Everybody else is getting attention. She could be saying, I want some attention too. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. Then there's allegations. Also, there's screenshots of the allegations of Tesehki saying that Malone, Chastity Malone, is lying, and she did not take Chastity's man from her. The man that Tesehki is currently with is her man, and she never took her. She never took her from her sister. So we don't know what to believe because the Malone family, and I'm not saying all of them, have been caught up in the lies or lie, but the mass majority of them do make up stories that we have in the past, caught them in lies, and it could be because it's simply not our business, or it could be that they see that their sister is Chrisean Rock. They see how social media operates, how Blueface and Chrisean Rock in the past have rocked social media to sleep and kept the attentions on them for storylines and things that they were doing in the social media circuit that kept them relevant. So we don't know if any of these allegations, the couple of things that I named, in regards to Tristan, which I didn't get really into depth with, and I will at 4, or with Chastity with the pregnancy and showing this pregnancy test on IG, or with Tesehki with her taking Chastity's boyfriend, that was her man, or somebody she was going to get to know and become one with. The allegations, we don't know, none of these things are true. We just got to wait back and see how the tape plays out. I always say there's 3 sides to a story. There's your side, my side, and the truth. And the truth always comes to the light, so you never have to worry about the truth because it always reveals itself. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not a year from now, but it will happen in divine timing.